and God damn it, we're trying to change it. We're going to conversion therapy.
Absolutely.
The three of us, I've decided.
Matt Maran, Bobby Sheehan, Joe Gorman, Locker Room Talk podcast goes to conversion therapy.
That would be fun. That'd be a fun episode.
Nice.
Should kind of hang out with a bunch of gay priests.
Yeah.
Bobby would kill himself.
I would.
Yeah.
Matt would be completely indoctrined.
You think so? You think I would?
And I go around raping the counselors.
But if it's only the women counselors, they're like, okay, he's learning.
Specifically the men.
Oh, okay, because it's not about sex.
Well, no, for them it would be like, oh no, I'm going to hell now. Because
that's what turns Joe on, is the
damnation.
satisfaction.
Do you think anyone's ever done that, gone to conversion therapy camp, and they end up converting the counselors to being gay?
Yeah, it's called priests, dude. Those are the people at conversion therapy. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, some of them probably go there and are gay already.
They're all gay.
You think everyone who works at a conversion camp is gay?
Fuck yeah, dude.
I'm sure that like the head counselor at least is like, hey guys, listen, I used to be gay and now I'm not. And this is how
that's
you
like
can do it.
Yeah, anyone that's like so obsessed with like hatred of something like is secretly that thing. Like how
Joe, you're a woman?
I'm a black woman, dude.
Joe's a black one, like Scooby. Did you see that?
I'm a pregnant black woman.
Yes. Did you see in the I haven't watched any of Velma, and I generally don't comment on things that I haven't seen, but I just see discourse of, but this one's too good.
Okay.
Scooby, who was not in the first 2 episodes, that was the outrage that Scooby-Doo isn't in it. Mm-hmm. There is a Scooby. She is a black woman who Shaggy, who's now a black man, is friends with.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
To get over,
but that's like also funny because it's like the stereotype of Shaggy and Scooby. It's like these stupid fucking potheads that are just comic relief, basically essentially minstrels anyway. Are POCs in the woke version of Scooby Doo, but it's also like. It's not for us, but then like who's it for? Because it's not for kids.
It's not for I don't know who it's for.
Like who's the target? Yeah.
I mean, Mindy Kaling did kind of pull off the impossible.
What?
In this divided world we're in now, she made everyone agree that they hate this one thing. Usually when there's the thing that like, oh, everyone hates this, it's usually like, sure, but like crazy alt-right people like it. Or super
people
woke
do like the mental gymnastics to explain why it's actually a good thing.
Yes, but literally everyone from every extreme and everyone in the middle, like everyone hates this.
She's a Biden plant dude to keep the impending civil war at bay.
Dude, I'll say this, like the new Velma is like the anti-Spider-Verse because like Spider-Verse was, you know, they basically made Spider-Man black in Into the Spider-Verse, but everyone loved it because it was handled with respect.
Yeah.
And it showed like an appreciation for the continuity that came before it. And they also moved it into new and exciting territory.
Yeah.
So it's something everyone can enjoy. But this Velma series, it doesn't do any of that. It doesn't do any of the things. It doesn't either. It doesn't find a new audience with a new generation while also bridging the gap between an older generation for something that everyone can like.
Yeah, it's almost made with disdain for people who like. There's jokes about. I guess I've seen enough clips online of like.
You should watch the full show before you watch. In fact, let's pull it up right now and get pulled off YouTube.
Let's do a watch along for the Patreon.
Another watch along. We'll figure that out somehow, folks.
Oh yeah, for this month, our watch along will be of Velma.
Yeah, we'll do that. We could do that. I got HBO Max.
They won't copyright us. They'll be so happy that someone's watching it.
No, I think a lot of people are watching it because once something gets enough, like, even people hating it, there's people hate watching it.
So I was jokingly saying that Mindy is a Biden plant to keep us from killing each other.
Oh, you were jokingly saying
I was
that.
joking, folks.
Right.
But my conspiracy brain is firing a little bit.
Uh-oh.
Do you think they're purposely creating content for people to hate watch?
I hope not.
Oh, maybe in general, it's if people get mad at this, that's cool. People will still watch it. There was one person online who thought it was a conspiracy saying that Mindy does purposely bad woke comedy in order for people to say, see, wokeness is bad.
Yeah.
But I did.
That's giving her too much credit, I think.
Yeah, well, from some of the clips I've seen, it's just like Velma is kind of the nerdy, self-loathing Indian woman that Mindy Kaling has played, and like Fred is the handsome white man she likes but wants nothing to do with her. Shaggy is her black friend who likes her but she doesn't. It seems like Mindy Kaling wrote a show that didn't get picked up, and she's like, "What if we took a popular IP and then just took all the characters she had in some other show? She had made up the characters and just put them onto Velma, Daphne, and Shaggy."
I do like that you've previously talked about this on the other free episode.
Oh, yeah.
And now it's like, damn, this is like really weighing heavy on Matt,
Oh, yeah.
dude.
Matt loves pop culture, dude.
Yeah.
Well, I've never seen Matt like so Like you've had like opinions, but this is like something that's like it's stuck
a fun.
with you.
It's a fun. Well, because it's one of the few things that I've seen trending multiple times on Twitter over multiple days. That like every new episode that's coming out, and it's interesting. No internet hate is like appropriate to the level of no, like it's always worse. Yeah. Like the magnitude of hate is way worse than whatever anyone ever did.
Right? Yeah. Like, oh, we have to arrest Derek Chauvin. It's like, right, relax.
Yeah.
What did he do wrong?
Yeah.
Exactly. He was like, he didn't do anything. He didn't do anything as wrong as like that woman who had sex with all those other cops.
Joe, why does this weigh so heavily on your head?
I'll tell you why, dude. Because finally a cop does something good, and everyone's making fun of her for it, dude. One time, dude. One time, like they finally, like they do. Cops do something that humanizes
community outreach.
Yes.
Yeah. And what do we do?
She didn't just listen to black men.
Yeah.
She fucked black men.
Yes. You know what? It's also funny because that is like one of the things they're kind of making fun of her for is like, oh, she fucked black men too, and it also like that it dehumanizes black men to make them like the sexual punchline like that. But no one wants to admit the fact that it's like, oh, a woman got fucked by a bunch of black guys. Yeah. It's like, oh, because black guys have like big fucking dicks, and the idea is like got like kind of a gangbang.
Right.
So it doesn't fucking matter in the long run. Look, dude, no one's going to accept fucking Black Velma or fucking Indian Velma.
Joe walks into the fucking Twitterverse completely uninformed. Just like, I'm mad that she's black too.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Side. So the hate is always at a certain point. It gets just sort of how many people are saying things. It way outweighs whatever is done. But generally, what's that?
That's just the cat.
Oh, the cat.
The litter box is over there.
No.
I thought I was finally having a nervous breakdown.
Yeah.
A Joe-induced nervous breakdown.
And so many times when you see hate on Twitter, it's like kind of weird. You're like, why is everyone mad at this? It's the new show. It feels so justified, the anger and the hatred. Like, this person did do something that sucks, and everyone is telling them that it sucks from every side, and that's kind of nice to see, which is why
everyone coming together
a little bit. Everyone coming together to rightfully tell this person,
"I'm gonna kill you, Mindy Kaling. We're gonna fucking kill you because you made the fucking cartoon character a goofy looking color."
But also at the same time, I do realize no human being should ever be subjected to like thousands of people saying like being angry at them at once. So it's not justified in that way. But in general, just going online, seeing what people are worked up about, and it's always like. That doesn't make any sense. Are people actually upset about it? Seeing one where it feels like they got it right is kind of satisfying.
Oh, you love it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What's your ideal Scooby-Doo that you would introduce somebody to?
The WWE Scooby-Doo.
Oh, that one?
They did. My roommate, Mark Henley, may he live forever.
As long as he doesn't have sex with trans women.
Right.
R.I.P.
He threw it on the other day, the Scooby-Doo WWE crossover that they did, and it's very silly and very dumb, but also so was the original Scooby-Doo.
It was the ghost of Chris Benoit. Someone's killing all these people on the Nordic tracks, and we have to find out who it is. And it was like the ghost of Benoit.
Yeah. But that's what they never showed. If you saw like the video footage outside of his house in Atlanta after he murdered his wife and son, he hung himself on the Bowflex before the mystery gang was able to get there and pull the mask off.
It turned out to actually be fucking Bret Hart.
Yeah.
And it was like, I was trying to make him look bad for the death of my brother Owen.
No, it was Kevin Sullivan. You ever hear that conspiracy theory?
Which one was that?
I don't even know if you know this one.
There's wrestling conspiracy theories?
Yes. I don't know if you could believe that pro wrestling fans would be susceptible to believing conspiracies.
There must be... That's the one constant in every different fan base is that there's conspiracy theories. You can have a conspiracy theory about anything, I guess.
Yeah, some people think wrestling's not real.
Do you think people have conspiracy theories about us?
Yeah.
Oh my god!
They think that we actually have sex with a lot of women, and we're not real incels.
One
That's
fucking
not
freak
true,
out,
guys.
Yeah, one freak out there thinks Bobby doesn't rape kids.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm telling you, it's not possible that a fully grown man would only be attracted to adult women.
Yeah, he's some guy that thinks I'm representing him is just real upset.
Yeah.
So Kevin Sullivan was a wrestler who became one of the like backstage promoter bookers in the old WCW.
Nice.
And his wife was on the show as a manager, and her name was Woman.
Ooh.
That was her character's name on the show.
Nice and easy, baby.
So he had
Famous for being seen and not heard, I assume.
Yes.
Was that her finishing move?
Yeah, being seen. She was
Leaving
not
the ring?
She was a manager.
So
So she was the escort. She would walk whoever
I'm
she was
familiar with
managing.
escorts.
Yeah. So Kevin Sullivan, it's his wife, and he excuse me,
Yikes.
assigns her to manage Chris Benoit, and as his manager. Bubs may be killing me. I may have to take Claritin midway through the episode.
You didn't take your pre-locker room talk.
I didn't
Claritin?
take my pre-locker room talk.
You blew
Claritin.
it, dude.
Guys, send in addition to giving us more money, which
For
we
the
need,
Patreon.
please send Cliff Bars to me.
Yes.
Send Claritin to Matt. What is Joe like?
Drugs.
Weed.
Yeah,
Give me drugs.
any kind
Yes.
of drugs.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Fentanyl,
Yeah.
Right.
Rufalin.
It doesn't even need to be in like a clearly labeled thing. You just be like
Yeah.
fucking loose drugs. I'll take them. I don't
Surprise drugs.
give a fuck. Yeah, I don't give a fuck. Powder, I'll try it.
So Kevin Sullivan assigned his wife to manage Chris Benoit. They would travel together, they would work together,
Nice.
keep the characters going, and she ends up cheating on him with Chris Benoit and marrying him.
Uh-oh.
And that is the wife that he killed in the killing his wife, the double murder suicide.
Oh my God.
So there was a conspiracy theory that Kevin Sullivan actually went there and killed her and him. And he was
Hell
nowhere
yeah.
near Atlanta. There's
Hell
no
yeah.
way he was. It was just,
love that.
well, 10 years ago, that was his wife, so I'll bet he was involved.
Damn, that's so fucking cool.
And he's doing, back in the day, Kevin Sullivan was like a dark character.
Yeah.
We would lead like the Dungeon of Doom, like satanic type stuff. And there are some people who from back then are like, well, he was a Satanist. Of course he would do something like that.
That is fucking awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he could have been responsible in that, like, Chris Benoit is like, I've been having some weird thoughts, and the guy's like, oh, I know how CTE works, but he's just like, Chris, don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Bottle it all up, buddy.
Yeah. It'll be fine.
And if worst case scenario, read about the story of Lazarus, find out how he raises people from the
Right.
dead, and you'll be golden.
Yes.
Damn.
I'm learning more and more about wrestling, just being like near Matt.
Yeah.
Now, WWE is now officially sold to Saudi Arabia.
No, that's not true.
What are we gonna? Are we still fans, Matt?
I mean,
I'm a bigger fan.
The U.S. is BFFs with Saudi Arabia,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
we should. If anything, we should be happier.
It is kind of weird that like it's as it from top down is where the alliances with Saudi Arabia have come from. Where it starts off with the highest, most powerful people in the government and the U.S. and companies and everything, and then it starts to go down to golfers, and that's when we get mad at it.
Uh-oh.
That's when we decide actually. Phil Mickelson, you're the problem. It's like he didn't decide.
Nicholson, please.
Yeah, he's not the one who decided for U.S. and companies in Saudi Arabia to be working together. But
Are you
it's
worried that like now like the female wrestlers won't be able to show off that delicious body?
yeah, in the Saudi Arabian
Yeah.
shows they have to wear full like
Oh my
gear
God.
covering their arms
and they have
legs.
eyes and nose matches. It's like a bra and panties match, but a
Yeah.
little different.
Yeah. Well, at the first show they weren't allowed to have women on at all. And in the
Okay.
second
All right,
show
I'm
they
listening.
did, and the crowd went crazy for it. So I think the people there like
They're
are
so
fine.
horny.
Yeah.
Dude,
Just to see
so
like a woman
horny.
without like a shawl over her head, they were going fucking nuts.
I mean, I'm on day 17 of no pornography.
why?
I'm
This is New Year's resolution.
New Year's resolution,
Forever?
baby. I'm gonna give it a year, see what it's like.
Really?
Yeah.
No porn for a year.
But I am masturbating.
Why?
I gotta masturbate.
How often do you masturbate?
In my new porn fest, just once.
A day?
once in 17 days.
How was it? Was it a big ass load?
It felt natural too.
What did you think of while you were
Do you
coming?
have unnatural loads? What do you mean felt natural?
It just felt like evolutionarily. Like I saw a woman with big tits a few hours before. I woke up in the middle of the night with an insatiable need to jack off to those titties specifically. Like my brain thinks that's my wife.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it just felt nice.
Instead of your various like porn star girlfriends.
Yes, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, I canceled all my OnlyFans subscriptions.
Do you have an
I-
OnlyFans?
No, I don't.
I like that Bobby, he sees a girl with big tits, wakes up in a panic in the middle of the night, needs to jerk off, and goes, nature. This is what it feels. This feels natural.
Damn, Bobby.
Yeah, when you put it that way, it actually sounds a little psychotic.
Yeah, I read an article about that in National Geographic once.
Damn, how'd you feel about that?
It was a nice experience.
Really?
Yeah. I wish that the only thing is like once you get back to now I feel like I'm in a cum fasting. You know what I mean? I'm fasting from cum. That makes it sound like
Aren't you worried about your prostate getting?
My
that's what
dad
I
did
do.
have prostate cancer.
That's what I do.
And like probably because he wasn't jerking off enough.
I
Yeah.
never asked him, but
Ooh.
it's a theory.
Yeah, no, it's true. If you
Yeah.
drop like multiple loads, your chance of prostate cancer plummets.
Bobby, do you think after dating a Jewish girl for so long, you just every time Yom Kippur came around and you had to do she had to do a cum fast?
A cum
Is that where you
fast.
got it from?
It was so
cum
And she's
fast,
like,
cum furious.
we. And it's crazy to me that Yom Kippur lasts for 6 months.
Yeah.
I can't believe it.
yeah, a cum fast.
Yeah.
Yikes!
Come
But
fast,
don't come too
furious.
fast.
Don't come too fast,
Dude,
too
I did,
furious.
that night I did jack off like
Twice.
a mighty no, just once, but it took like probably under a minute
Nice.
of just going at it.
That's frustrating if you're like not doing it that often though, because if you're like I'm gonna try not to masturbate, then you want the one you do to last a little longer,
I feel like
or you had to get back. You had to get back to sleep.
It's quality over quantity.
Perfect, Joseph, because
Yeah.
if you're not watching porn, you almost
Oh.
don't have that multiple tabs,
That's true.
finding this,
Bobby,
finding
Oh,
that.
I fucking hate when I like come before all the tabs are done.
Yeah.
It's like I had 3 others I lined up. This was the plan. I'm like, open this one, a new tab, this one, this
It's
one.
like the seven
then you,
fishes.
Then you come and
but
it's
for
like
cum shots.
it's like fuck. There was that one that I was really excited to watch, and now I gotta wait for like I don't know, 10 minutes,
Well,
whatever.
Bobby, you're doing like a porn fast.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think it would be more difficult if the porn you watched was mainstream accessible instead of,
I was so looking forward to your actual question.
That is my question. Do you think because you normally indulge in CP that it's easier to abstain because, you don't have your fucking Tor browser and whatnot?
Yeah, maybe all you have to do is get rid of that VPN, and you'd be able to.
This podcast, by the way, is sponsored by NordVPN.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Use promo code Joe will never let this bit die.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's not
I
a bit.
I don't know
wish
if-
it were.
Yeah, I
This
don't
is
know
one of
if-
the times I truly say, well, hopefully, this time it will be a bit. And then I say it and I see the look in your eye of terror, knowing that your little delights.
Yeah. Why would I be concerned that this is going on the internet? And people
Because now people are gonna find out Bobby's hunger.
I don't know if VPNs are
Yeah.
used for CP in any way, but I do want to put that out there so that anyone who advertises NordVPN now has that on there.
Yikes, dude.
You're either like you're a pedo or like a doomsday kind of like prepper guy.
I
you
want to
have a
watch.
VPN?
I want to watch Netflix.
Yeah, I think so. Like, I don't want
Yeah.
Bill Gates to know where I am.
I
Like
want to
that-
watch
that
the
whole
British
thing.
Netflix, and so that's what I use a
Yeah.
VPN for.
Yeah,
And now you
VPNs
watch-
can just be used to like say you live somewhere you don't. I know people
Yeah.
who have like different like sports apps, like for if you have the MLB app. So all the apps they do like blackouts. So if you live in New York, the Yankees and Mets are on TV here, so you can't watch those on the MLB app. But if you use a VPN, you could say you're in California, and then you won't be able to get like Dodgers or Angels games.
Ooh,
We
gotta
should have
jump
but
around.
VPNs
Yeah.
for voting.
Yeah,
We do.
Yeah. Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Have
Yeah,
you
I
been doing
that.
voter fraud, Joe?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Yeah. That's
It's
why
fun.
Joe believes that there was voter fraud in the 2020 election, because he commits voter fraud.
Yeah.
Look, if that's the worst thing somebody on this podcast is convicted of doing, fine.
Yeah.
Fucking, I'll take that voter fraud because it's better than some of these other things that people do.
That we talk about on the Patreon.
We talk about on the Patreon. We also allude to on the regular ass episodes.
Yeah,
too.
you have to go back and watch every one of our free episodes and try and find the pattern.
Look, Finn loves me.
Finnegan.
He does. This is because Kelly's gone, so he's like, fine, I'll take what I could get.
I think that's a big part of it. He's definitely a mama's boy.
Kelly is on vacation, by the way. She's not gone.
Yeah.
Well, didn't she come back?
She's back.
Yeah.
She's having dinner with her brother.
Oh. Brother is a fan of the podcast.
Yes, he is. Billy Goat.
Older brother.
Oh, the one who doesn't like the podcast.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I can't get a read.
It's funny. Some friends of mine have been like, I listen to your podcast, and other friends are like, I need to listen to your podcast. I'm like, you don't. It's fine.
Well, are you afraid of them finding out about your little addiction?
No, I think that I feel the same way about when someone's like, oh, I got to see you do stand up, and it's like, I actually don't need you to do that.
But you love telling people you do stand up comedy.
A fan, I want to come. Of
what
course.
about a girl on a Tinder date? Like you match on Tinder. And she's like, I'll go on a date with you and I'll suck you off dry, but only if you take me to a show.
Well, then, of course. I mean, I did that. I had the girl come to Comedy Fight Club.
But that's different. She was like, you're a rapist, and I don't like this, and I want to have sex with that Joe Gorman guy.
Have you
I was a big part of it. Yeah,
Yeah.
Joe was there.
Have you ever brought a girl to see you do stand up?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. How long after dating? What was the earliest into dating someone you've brought someone to see you do stand
Like
up?
third date.
Really?
Yeah. And that made her suck my dick afterwards.
You made her.
I fucking
That's pretty
crushed
cool.
it.
Yeah.
And I was like, if you want to leave the screen room, you gotta fucking...
you made her with the
Joe's like, fucking did it again, dude.
You made her with the power of your comedy, or you just sexually assaulted
It
her?
doesn't matter, dude. Coming is coming. Whether you come by raping or you come by fucking
Your
seducing
Honor,
them.
coming is coming.
Yeah. There's your Fast and Furious, dude.
Come fast, too furious. Oh, hey,
It is kind of a weird thing though. Like relatives will be like, "Oh, we got to see you perform." I'm like, "You don't have to. I don't care."
Send him a YouTube link.
Yeah, I do that now. I'm like, "Here it is. Enjoy."
Here it is.
Yeah.
And then it's like Bobby Sheehan saying like, yeah, so I'm a pedophile. And everyone's like, yeah!
But to me, it's like it's not a dance recital.
No, they say I have to come see you. I'm like, oh, I'll send you a link the next time I'm doing a show, and then I do, and then they don't come, and then they feel bad, and I've done my part.
I mean, like, I think it's just like a thing. Like, no one's actually going to take you up on that. I think they just say that to be nice.
Well, that's the thing. I don't actually care either.
Right.
But if you're going to put this out there, then I'm going to make you feel bad about
people
it.
Are all, it's like saying like, oh yeah, we should meet up for coffee sometime.
Yeah.
Like,
I never say that to people I don't want to go to coffee with.
You fucking told James Mack you wanted to go see Venom with him, and you left him fucking hanging.
Yeah, but then I found out that he was in the U.S. military.
Yeah, well,
and I
then,
had been listening to Chapo Trap House.
Do we
so
have to
I decided
bleep out
just
names
invite
on a second podcast in a row?
Nah, not this time, dude.
No.
You're only allowed to ask me to bleep out names once a month, dude. And I keep track. That's my New Year's resolution.
To have to only bleep out names on the podcast
and
once
that doesn't
a month.
mean that you police your behavior or what you say. It means like
Names will be named, and then it's up to, and then you're only allowed to put in a request to bleep out the names.
Yeah.
So the fans benefit, especially fans ingrained into the immediate New York open mic comedy scene. They benefit the most.
Yeah.
I'm sad.
Don't be
Why are you
sad,
sad?
Joseph.
Kelly's
We're
in the
having a nice
hospital.
What happened?
Yeah. So please give me money and subscribe to the Patreon. If we get enough money, if we get $10,000, I'll be able to perform a heart transplant so Kelly can live forever.
You're gonna give her. You're gonna give her your heart.
I'm gonna give her my heart.
Well, then you'll both not have a heart.
Oh, Matt, how could you say a totally crazy and funny thing like that? Save it for Roast Battle, which you
right.
should also support on Patreon. Unless
Comedy
you have to
Fight
choose
Club.
between the two, then support Locker Room Talk.
Yeah, Comedy Fight Club was fun this week. You guys both judged
It
at
was very
Grove
controversial.
34.
Very controversial.
That was a fun one.
We started 45 minutes late because we're waiting for two black guys who were late.
It was
Miles
Martin Luther-
Toe
it was-
and Lawrence Reese came in and they were late and they smelled like marijuana and possibly crack. I think they
was-
might have been doing that. Officially the diet of black people.
and
right?
possibly crack.
I think so. That
was
was Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah,
Is that like
it was
is that,
Martin Luther King Jr. Eve.
is that part of like the thing they do?
I'm not really a part of the culture myself, so
You,
you
was
know.
in the- you were like
Yeah.
saying like off mic, you're like, yeah, I'm like the Jane Goodall of the NYC comedy scene. So ask me anything about black comics.
Yeah, Bobby does say that.
I do say that a lot.
Yeah.
I knew you were gonna bring it up on air, and I'm so embarrassed.
Oh, classic Bobbert.
Well, now that Martin Luther King Day is over, we have President's Day to look forward to.
I don't think I have that day off work.
And Valentine's Day. This is, I think, like the toughest part of the year after, because after the holidays, there's kind of like most wonderful time of the year. It's kind of like exciting. Then it just is winter for 3 months.
yeah,
But
And there's
Valentine's
no-
is so magical.
There's Valentine's Day, which I mean, if you can remember it.
Yeah, I remember it this time. I did. I made a reservation already.
Yeah.
I
Where?
had to. I'm not going to say because Kelly might listen.
Why don't we just say it and then you could use one of your bleeps on it?
No, I won't.
One of your monthly bleeps.
People already, if you know me, you know exactly where I'm going for Valentine's Day. Medieval times.
Yeah. Dave and Buster's. Yeah. There's Valentine's Day. Martin, there's some 3-day weekends in there. St. Patrick's Day, Passover. There's nothing really until Memorial Day.
Yeah.
That's fun. I guess spring break. Yeah.
I
After
wish there was like an adult version of Spring Break.
yeah. There's like spring break and then Memorial Day is like beginning of the summer. But yeah, January, February, March is just kind of miserable. The only solace you can take is when they come out with those Reese's eggs for Easter. Those are pretty
yeah.
sweet.
You put those in the freezer.
Yeah.
Ooh, baby.
Ooh. You know what? I don't know why I just thought of this. I think it was when we were talking about comic book, that when you talk about Spider-Man. I used to, when I was a kid, I would take little Spider-Man or Batman action figures, put
Yeah.
them in a cup of water, put it in the freezer so they could be half frozen in the cup.
No, you would put them in a jar and fill it up with your cum and save it in a cupboard.
Yes, when I was a kid.
Yeah. And
That's
you were like,
what I would do.
You were like, sorry, Spider-Man. Looks like you won't get out of this sticky situation.
You know, you're right, Joe. I got the story wrong. For some reason, I misremembered.
Yeah.
That's what I actually did.
Joe's here to help us remember like how we actually spend our lives.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy that it's like you were telling me all these things off mic and I would remember it like when it mattered most in the heat of storytelling.
Right.
It was the heat of the moment. Well, yikes, dude! This Valentine's Day is going to be my first one in a while as a single man.
No, it won't. What if you find a girl?
Yeah, you might
in
find
the
a girl.
next 2
between-
weeks.
Why not, dude?
It's not 2 weeks. It's like a month.
Yeah, it's like a month, faggot.
Yeah. You got 4 weeks.
I guess maybe if
You'll
I
find some fat chick who's like, I love you.
Yep, that's me, Joseph. Yep.
What's stopping you?
I do remember meeting up with like a girl who was kind of like a stalker back when I wrestled on Valentine's
Ooh,
Day. Did I
okay.
tell that story on the podcast?
No, tell us
think
about
so.
this
Yeah.
misconnection.
It was like my freshman year of college, I think. I've been wrestling for like a year. It was when I first, yes, I remember it was when I first turned bad guy.
Ooh,
because
your
she
heel
was really,
turn.
she was really mad at me, and I wasn't sure if it was because I ditched her on Valentine's Day or because I had become a bad guy.
In case
you
you're
just
wondering,
stay-
the highbrow
Yeah.
that Matt was messing with.
Yes.
Did you stay in the bit and like talk to her on the phone about like, hey, look, I know you're probably mad that I was working on Valentine's, but you knew I was bad to the core.
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you how bad I am at Wrestle Night 76 coming to your home soon in Westville, New Jersey.
And you just you stay with that character no matter what.
Yeah.
So 5 p.m. doesn't work for me. How about 5:30?
Yeah.
The Matt Marinator is going to show up at 7:38 as soon as he gets done with his shift at Burger King.
I was not working at Burger King. Everything else you said about me, I'm okay letting slide, but come on.
I'm a McDonald's bro through and through.
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to the stories about Matt, he has to have it his way.
Yes.
Is that Burger King? That's
Yep,
McDonald's.
that is. No, Burger King is have it your way.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got it
McDonald's
right.
was like, I'm loving it, and also, have you had your break today?
And we love to see you smile.
We love to see you smile. That was a good one.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Yeah.
I'm loving it.
So yeah, I remember it was on Valentine's Day. There was this girl who I guess she either Facebook message. I don't think I gave her my phone number at the
You
time.
did. Come on, man.
I did. I was like 19.
But your mind was older.
My mind was older, yeah. But she wanted to come out to where I was going to college on Valentine's Day. I had never let those two worlds blend. Like the wrestling world, I would go out on the road on the weekends.
You were professional.
Yes, I separated my college life. I was Matt Maran on campus, and then I was Nick Matthews on the road.
That's so funny.
I really did think I was living some like double life.
That's so good.
You walk out of fucking class, you put shades on.
Yeah. But so I told her where I went to college, and she was like, okay, I'll meet you there. I'll let you know when I'm there. And she like hitchhiked her way out there. I didn't know she was going to do that. Just spend Valentine's Day with me. I knew she was kind of crazy.
Did you fuck her? Of course you did.
No, I didn't. Well, because we met.
Why?
We met at the mall, and as we were walking around the mall, I guess, I don't know at the time if I like, in hindsight, I should have known she was crazy from the beginning. I think it took a little while for me to realize. Once we were like walking around the mall and she was talking about what our kids' names will be.
Nice.
What were some of the theories?
I don't remember.
What were the kids' names?
Bobby, Joseph, Finnegan, Babastis.
Yeah, mostly.
CM Punk.
Yes. Triple H.
Undertaker.
X-Pac.
Yeah.
Yeah. X-Pac Matthews. X-Pac Matthews.
See,
unfortunately, I don't think she ever knew my actual name.
Thank goodness. What if she's listening right now?
She's like, Nick, how could you say that?
Oh, no.
Nicholas.
Yeah.
She thinks you're doing a podcast character called Matt Maran.
Yeah, but don't worry. One day I'll have a kid, Ultimate Warrior Matthews.
That's beautiful.
But so we were walking around the mall, and at a certain point I'm kind of like, fucking, I want to find a way to get out of this.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how. And we were waiting at the bus stop to go back to campus, where we would probably hook up.
Nice.
But I, at that point, was more in, this is not good, and I want to get away from this. Mm-hmm. She decided there was something in one of the stores she wanted to go get, that some makeup or whatever that she saw, and she's like, I actually want to go get that. I'll run back in. You can wait right here. And when she was in there, a bus came, and I got on the bus and went back to my dorm. Turned my phone off because she was calling nonstop, and I'm not proud of this story.
Yeah,
I would have fucked her. It was the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Was she like?
I even before, I remember leading up to it, there was a girl who I was friends with from high school who was also, I think, single on Valentine's Day, and I was like, kind of talking to her as like, hey, we're both single on Valentine's Day. Do you want to hang out? Which was just me desperately not wanting to hang out with this other girl and just trying to find a way out of it. So I think even beforehand I was kind of dreading it, but I think part of it was like for the story. I would do it and see what happens.
Yeah, but then
I did it all for the story. What? The story.
What?
The story.
So I get back to campus. The next time I see her is when I'm on that show in Jersey.
Nice.
Where the independent show was. And what I did, I think, so the storyline where I became a bad guy, I had a match with the guy. I was the good guy. He was the bad guy. And at the end of the match, I did a diving move to throw him through a table. Mm-hmm. He was on the table. I laid him out. I dive. He moves out of the way. I fall through the table. I got like a bone spur in my elbow because I landed awkwardly on my arm.
Now you can't get drafted.
Yeah, and then that looked worse than it was. So we did a storyline where I would come out in a sling instead I had a broken arm, and a guy who was one of the older wrestlers was my mentor, and he started feuding with the guy who broke my arm. Okay. And then they were having a match against each other, and I would come out to the ring as like his manager. They have their match. This is the next time I see the girl. They're having their match, and I come out. My arm's fully healed. They both are knocked down, and I come out with the steel chair, and I'm finally going to get my revenge. But then I turn, and I hit my mentor over the head with the chair instead.
Benedict Arnold over here.
And I get on the microphone and I tell everyone that after I broke my arm and I was in the hospital, that guy who you think is the bad guy was the only one to visit me and actually check on me to see how I was doing. Because even though we were rivals, we had respect for each other. And that's more I can say than about any of you in the audience. You say you like me and you like all your favorite wrestlers, but we don't get any phone calls from you. I didn't hear from any of you. So I'm only going to answer to the people who I know respect me, and I know that's not any of you. And then I walked out with the bad guy. We held each other's arms up, and I saw her in the crowd looking very angry with me. And the next time we talked, she ranted about how I was a disrespectful young wrestler who turned on my mentor.
No mention of you ditched me at the bus stop during our date on Valentine's
No,
Day.
it was that I'm an asshole because I have no respect for the veterans of professional wrestling.
That's funny.
That rules so much. You should have proposed right then and there, Matt.
Yeah, dude, you're never gonna find a woman like that ever again.
You know
Yeah.
what, babe? You're right.
Yeah.
I can change.
Yeah.
Matt walks
Classic.
into the wrestling office the next day, 9 a.m. They're all wearing like business
Yeah.
casual. And he goes, guys, we have to rewrite the story. I have to be a good guy again.
Yeah.
Someone that impresses, that respects the veteran wrestlers. And they're all quiet.
Yeah.
And one of them, he puts down his lunchbox and he says, Matt, is it a girl? And Matt says it is.
Yeah.
And then,
Although-
then he finally has to talk.
To be fair, she was also mad about that. It wasn't like that didn't come up at all, but that was like a part of the story.
Uh-huh.
The main thing was, she's realized what a bad person I am because of that. And then, well, of course he would ditch me on Valentine's Day. He doesn't even respect the veteran wrestlers.
Damn, Bobby.
I'm actually
yeah.
a little shaken that
Why?
you don't respect the veteran wrestlers.
I actually did way more than other younger wrestlers. A lot of the other younger wrestlers were more well, some of it was also I wasn't as physically gifted. Like I couldn't do like a lot of acrobatics. Like I'm not.
you were no Kofi Kingston.
No, I couldn't do. There's some younger wrestlers who they can do kind of like flips and cool moves, and it gets a crowd reaction because it looks cool. And I couldn't physically do that, so I had to get a crowd reaction. I had to rely more on character, more on talking on the microphone, more on like doing specific moves that they're done for a reason, why they're done, timing, and that kind of stuff. And that's the type of stuff you need to like learn from veterans. So I was very more like a student of the game, talking to the older veterans. The veterans would go to the guys who do the crazy flips and stuff and try and tell them, hey, instead of just doing boom, 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 you can build up to it. You can do the story. And they'd be like, and then just go and do whatever they wanted.
Think about that, Bobby.
They just get crowd.
about it.
They just get crowd reactions, and they're like, "Okay, so that's all I need to do. Why is this guy's been doing it 15, 20 years? What's he going to tell me?" And to be fair, there are some people on like the independent circuit who've been doing it 15, 20 years and never made it. Like same thing in comedy. There's like the comic who's like featured at the club, and they
What you gotta do
I've
is
been
that,
performing at Scotty's Comedy Cove for 20 years. I'm telling you, you got to work clean.
Yeah.
That does exist also.
They do exist.
Yeah.
I always figure that if someone is giving me unsolicited comedy advice, that they are going to be the last person I want to take advice from anyway.
Yeah.
I don't know if
Yeah.
it's probably not the same in wrestling, but
I think it depends on who it is.
Be-
There is much more of a take someone under your wing in wrestling than
Okay.
there is in comedy.
yeah, because to me, it's not. It's the person that I would want advice from is too busy to talk to me.
Who would
Yes.
that be?
Jim Gaffigan.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think?
Although
it's
he
true
goes
what
to the doctor's office that is in the same building as my office.
Well, you should go to that. Do you believe what they say about him, like making moves on people's like wives and women and girlfriends and stuff? Like he's a horn dog.
Please tell me this is a bit. Joseph.
I wish it were,
Hot
but I heard from other
girlfriend.
people.
Hot wife.
Yeah.
Is that true? Because he strikes me as like a family guy, but some of those family guys are
I don't know. That's just what I've heard from other comics. It's like one of those things.
really.
Yeah, apparently. I don't
He
know.
seems like the ultimate wife guy, and he's unattractive. You would think like
the power.
He is a family guy. He always does the things that make us laugh and cry.
this is a
Yeah.
new piece of comedy goss. I didn't
You didn't
know
hear about that?
today. No. Mm-mm.
It is also Joe telling us
Yeah,
this.
I have to take this with a giant grain of salt. I
Well, yeah,
suppose.
take it with a big old grain of salt because hey, it's all a bit. All right, but we'll just see in like a couple of in a couple of years. Let's see what happens.
Joe, who is I think I've seen Sincere in a total of 3 minutes in our time as colleagues.
Yeah.
In like the
Then
8
just
years
going,
you've known me.
Yeah, okay, guys, treat everything like it's a bit.
The only time I remember seeing him be sincere is when we were talking about when I got too high. And he's like, here's what you got to do if you get too high. And for 2 minutes, Joe was actually an honest, good, calm, serious person.
It's easy because I can't have you like fucking ruin drugs for everyone else.
Right.
Like there's no downside to doing drugs. You just have to do it right.
Yeah.
You gotta be careful though when you think Joe is being sincere, because he might pull back the cover and reveal that it's been a bit the whole time.
Was it?
I don't know. I'm afraid one day I'm gonna go to like a funeral.
Africa?
I'm afraid one day Bobby's going to go to Africa, too. That scares me.
He's like going to be in like a big ass cauldron, and then he'll be like, "Damn, Africa! It sure is cool that you have baths outside over an
in a
open pot."
cauldron.
Yeah, and they're like fucking cutting up onions and carrots, and you're like, "Oh, is this good? Like to exfoliate my skin?" And like they're like muttering some stuff, and he's like, "I'm assuming it means something about how it's cool that I know everything about American history," and like the fucking water's bubbling and stuff.
That'd be pretty cool.
They like scrub it up, dub. What smells good? Damn, something smells good.
Cooking
What
Bobby.
is that?
Cooking
Yeah.
Bobby be fun. You don't even need to add any ginger.
Yeah. And anyway, that's Bobby's trip to Africa, and then he goes, "Oh no, boo 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 boo," and then like that little fucking circle closes. Mm-hmm. But yeah,
Biddy. That's all, folks.
yeah. Bobby Sheehan.
Damn, I've always wanted to go to Rwanda, but now I
Why? Oh, because of that fucking movie with
I want to go to that hotel and see if it's really like that.
yeah.
Yeah.
What, you leave it 1 star.
Yeah.
Did we do
1
this
star,
bit? I feel like we've done this bit.
I think we've done all the bits that there are
It's
to
such
be
a
done.
fucking good bit. Given
Guys, we ran out of bits. We're gonna do a clip show.
Yeah, thanks everyone. It's like our clip show is just us remembering bits.
Yeah.
It's like, remember when we did that one? I can't remember. It's up to like the fans to figure out like
People
time stamp.
like clip shows, or it was just a way for
It
studios.
was just like a way to fucking fill time.
Yeah.
Because we don't need like a fucking reminder. If you want that, you can go on YouTube and like find like best of.
Yeah. Yeah.
You shouldn't dedicate an entire episode to that.
That and musicals in a show that's not typically a musical.
You don't like that?
Nah, and I like music. I just feel like it's kind of weird.
Which ones do you not like that did that? Like Buffy the Vampire Slayer, like their musical episode?
Never got into that show. The Simpsons did it and I didn't like it. Scrubs did it, I didn't like it.
Scrubs always would do stuff where they break.
They did a couple of ones, yeah.
Yeah.
There was the one where the woman fell like
Yeah,
was
she
in a
would like
coma.
everyone was singing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, South Park, they're musical guys.
Yeah.
Like the movie was great, and that's technically
movie was good.
is that a it is a
movie
musical.
Yes.
So they do songs in episodes, but
But like
there's-
it's like
yeah.
not serious songs. Like that's
Yes.
like the it's one thing like when they try to like sometimes you see like a show where it's like, okay, but we're going to show you that we actually have some depth, and they try to have like a real deep meaningful song.
Yeah.
But like with South Park, it's
There's too many minorities in my water
yeah,
park.
which is so fun. And I try to tell the authorities, but the authorities are minorities.
Yes.
And they're all just wearing their T-shirts in the pool
Yeah.
and everything.
It's
but that's
hard
like-
to be a Jew on Christmas.
Damn, South Park
Yeah.
fucking rules. South Park will always rule.
South Park, they never ever do anything to be like, hey, look how talented we are. They just do things that only talented people could do. And then make you be like, oh, wow, they're actually really talented. My dad, who's like a big music person, he's really like South Park, and he's like, they're legitimately like Rodgers and Hammerstein.
Well, it's also funny, like you can tell they're gamers too. Like
Yeah.
the episodes that are around like Cartman trying to get like the Nintendo Wii.
Yes.
And then like that episode where literally everyone's playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah,
And like
like
the cops are like ready, like take that cop, and like they're going around shooting.
Yeah,
cops.
the one where they find a ninja star and they're all like anime characters.
Yeah, that one's awesome.
Tighta I wanna protect my balls.
Damn, we're officially now an all South Park podcast.
Yes.
We just review every new episode of South Park.
Every episode of South Park and every new episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna review every episode of South Park until new episodes start, and then we'll review those episodes.
It's also great that there's just something, because like that, like mid to late 90s and 2000s, when just like kind of fucked up humor was popular and everybody did just like it. So much of that's still around has changed a lot. Like Howard Stern's very different now. South Park is still like pushing the envelope.
Mm-hmm.
And
Might
but yeah,
as well call
Stern,
them letter carriers at this
Yeah.
point, huh?
it is interesting. See, I watched an old Stern interviews. They had Pete Rose on back in the early 90s, and at the time, the Reds, the team Pete Rose played for and managed, had an owner, an old white woman who was
old bitch.
Yes, who was very
This is an
racist.
old bitch?
Actually,
right.
I don't. Maybe like racist in the way that she would say fucked up things, but also
Like what?
So their star player at the time was Eric Davis, who had just signed $1 million contract. So, you sign a black guy to $1 million contract. It's like, are you racist if you're giving a black guy money? But she did call him their $1 million N-word.
$1 million monkey.
Yeah.
Okay, that would have been better because
Yes.
it's not
She
a
said-
slur.
Yeah.
And it's also alliterative.
She was
it
like,
can't
yeah.
be hateful. It's alliterative.
Yeah.
She's like, hey, Donkey Kong, you can get a lot of bananas with this, huh?
Yeah. So,
I'm kind of getting turned on here.
Yeah.
about
This is
woman.
nice.
yeah, her
Like
name was
this?
Marge
Look how
Schott.
strong Bobby is.
Yeah. So Howard Stern's interviewing Pete Rose, and they had one of the guys doing an impression of her,
Yeah.
going, "Hey Pete, Pete, have I ever talked to you about?" And she's dropping N-bomb, like Stern on his show is dropping
Hell yeah.
N-bombs.
Which
It's
you
like
can't
old
do.
Howard. It's like
you
old,
can't do it.
It's-
Saying the N-word in any context is
Yeah.
like saying it with anger to a black person.
Stop it. Is that true?
There's no difference.
Yeah.
Are you really mean that?
If I'm lying, I'm crying, etc.
etc. So old Stern would do that, and then Stern is so wildly different now.
Why?
I don't know. He is.
Do you think it's all the money?
I mean, he was making plenty of money back then.
He's
But,
got
like-
fuck you money. It might be how he actually
Do you
feels.
think it's
Yeah.
like? Do you think that money ruins people? Stop giving us Patreon money, please. We have
I
to
think
maintain.
that's why no one's subscribing because
Yeah.
they're
They wanna-
concerned for our mental health.
they want to
Yeah.
keep our fucking opinions pure.
yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't,
and I love
don't,
our fans.
don't give them so much money that they quit their day jobs and therefore have no structure to their
Right.
day.
I do think Stern.
Otherwise,
is
we just
weird.
become like fucking like those wealthy podcasters that just do like wealthy stuff, like how Bert Kreischer got like Hitler's teacup because they just have too much fucking money.
Okay.
He got Hitler's teacup.
Yeah, like Tom Segura gave Bert Kreischer Hitler's teacup, and they had like an unboxing on their podcast
Yeah.
because they have that much money, dude, to get like Nazi artifacts.
You wouldn't.
Well-
You wouldn't want to do that, Joe.
No, I'd fucking gift you a gun.
Yeah. A Nazi gun.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
a real one. This
Yeah.
is the one. This is the one they used to kill a Jew.
Yeah.
To execute a Jew in the middle of the fucking
So
camp.
why don't you do a sequel, Matt, if you
Yeah.
know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Ooh.
Wink, wink.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like, so why don't you take this to an open mic, Matt? Who's calling you? Your mom?
Matt's mom
nope.
movie
It's a
review.
reminder to record locker room talk.
Perfect.
That's the multiple times that's happened during the show.
and it's also like well after
Yeah.
a reminder would have been appropriate. Like,
Yeah.
4 o'clock would be a good reminder.
I think I put it at 7 o'clock instead of 6 o'clock. But anyway, I think
He's doing his
Stern
best.
is wants to be liked.
Why?
I think that's like some motivate because old Stern, he was doing stuff that it was pissing people off, but I think in some ways he felt like he was pissing off the right people because
Remember-
it was the old like Christian conservative type people.
Remember when he made that
Yeah.
woman have an orgasm on the air?
Yeah.
In private parts.
Yep,
Did that make you horny watching that scene?
very.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Did
almost
you ever
had
see
a
that, Bobby?
You're telling me this is a female orgasm?
Yeah.
yeah.
Huh.
Bobby, you should watch the movie because I know you've never seen one of those in person.
Mm-hmm.
Have you never given a woman an orgasm?
I have, Joseph.
Matt, why'd you lie to me?
But as we discussed on a previous episode, it has nothing to do with me.
Why?
Well, folks, you're gonna have to listen back, but
We can just do old bits.
Yeah, this is the
one's
best
not
of.
even a month old.
This is the best of. This is the best of show.
Yeah.
I think a woman comes in the time that she comes, and you have nothing to do with it, either in the positive or the negative.
Yeah, if I want a woman to come, I'll unchain her from the basement long enough for her to diddle herself.
I only want to date women who can only come if they're chained in a basement.
There
Matthew,
Yeah.
marinade.
That's
as
what we
I
call
live and breathe.
sexual compatibility.
Yeah.
But yeah, Howard Stern doesn't. He's in the point of his career where he's thinking about his legacy, and he doesn't
Yeah.
want his legacy to be shot jock. He wants it to be
Respectful guy.
Yeah, which is weird. It's like, I don't know, just choose your lane. Like, you're not going to be Larry King no matter how much you want to be.
Why not?
I don't know. I don't think he makes that transition.
He could. You never
Yeah,
know.
he could.
Really?
Well, I
It
mean,
seems like he's kind of prestigious now in terms
Yeah.
of like who he's getting on. Like
He's
he's
a-
still a rite of passage.
he's a judge on America's Got Talent.
Remember when he
Ooh.
told that black kid that like he wasn't gonna make it, and the kid started crying. He had to console the kid.
No, I don't.
Man,
Yeah.
it was just one of those judging shows where you
Yeah.
know, like a little kid comes up and starts doing shit.
Yeah.
and then like the judges don't want to fail, but Howard gave him like no
Yeah.
fail.
I did just rewatch when Norm Macdonald was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
Nice.
It's so funny Because he's like going through the answers and he's like, I think I want to say this. And then Regis is like, is that your final answer? He's like, well, I don't know. You gave me a face when I said it, so now I'm not sure. And
Regis,
and then it gets to like 500,000. He's used his lifelines. He's like, I want to ask the audience, but can I ask only the members of the audience who know the correct answer?
Hell yeah, dude.
When it gets to, he's got $500,000, and the next question is the $1 million question, and he starts answering, and he says, I think it's this one, and Regis is like, I know you're a gambler, but you have no lifelines left. You can keep the 500,000, or you can go for the $1 million. If you're not sure, you should probably keep the 500,000. He's like, yeah, I'll keep the money, but I do think it might be this one. He's just like going back and forth, and then he says, yeah, I'll keep the money. He keeps the money, and then his guess was the right answer, and he's like, Regis, why'd you convince me not to do it?
Jesus, man.
It's so funny. I've never seen Regis squirm so much on that show hosting.
He probably didn't know how bad of an addiction Norm had.
Yeah, I remember. Do you remember Norm's sports show on Comedy Central?
I loved it.
Yeah, he bet $25,000 on Manny Pacquiao to win a fight where he was like a heavy favorite. So it was like 25 grand to win 3 grand.
Yeah. Yikes. But that's what you got to do
Yeah, to be successful.
at gambling. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Have you ever gambled
No.
much? Was that a vice of yours at all?
Nah, my gambling ended at Chuck E. Cheese. I would collect tickets and exchange it, but then it's like I can just save up and fucking get this for like, you know.
Is that gambling?
I feel like it kind of is.
Playing games for tickets?
Yeah, why not? What? How is it not?
Well, gambling is when you can lose money.
You get to lose. You could not get tickets.
I feel like you get some amount of tickets no matter what.
Yeah,
with
but
most
like you fuck up, so you end up spending more.
Well, I mean, you're playing for the enjoyment of the game,
I
and if you
wasn't.
happen to get tickets, that's a bonus.
I was always working for something.
Yeah. What games
Yeah.
would you play?
I would do that one where the light goes around in a
Oh,
circle
and you have to hit the
stop it in the
jackpot?
middle. Yeah.
Well,
I
no
hit
matter-
jackpot a couple of times.
Me
'cause
too.
It was about
Yeah.
timing it.
I was actually pretty decent at
I was
that.
really good. I would like count down. I would count. I would
Yeah.
have a. I would see like where it was, and then like start counting.
Yeah.
And then like seeing how long, and then like timing it and timing it and timing it. And
Well,
bah.
but even if you miss, you still get a certain amount of
Yeah.
tickets. So
Yeah.
by the end, you can get more or less.
Yeah, but I was also just thinking like the amount of money I spent getting tokens and then transferring that to tickets.
Yeah.
It's like I could have just bought something.
yeah,
And I've always so I never really saw the appeal. I never learned how to play cards.
yeah.
You know, if I want to do something competitive, I'll just play fucking, PlayStation.
We used to play Texas Hold'em in my high school cafeteria, but
Nice.
gambling wasn't allowed, so we would write down all the bets on a piece of paper and then exchange money at the end of lunch.
That's so funny.
That's when poker was real big on ESPN.
It's just a bunch of high school kids, but like one very old Vietnamese man
Yeah.
chain smoking.
But yeah, I used to watch poker after school when they played Texas Hold'em on ESPN to get strategy that I
Nice.
could bring to those kids.
Hell yeah, dude.
A lot of it was like wearing reflected shades.
Yeah.
And shit.
They
And
should
also-
have gambling classes for like kids
Yeah.
that aren't gonna make it.
Yeah.
Like I know he's gonna hang out in
Life
AC
skills.
anyway.
They call it life skills, but it's really like how to gamble, how to fucking rob someone.
Yeah.
how to pay child support or how
Yeah.
to get out of child support rather.
Yeah.
How to remove your fucking fingerprints.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember whenever the teachers would come by, if we thought they were suspicious of us playing what games it was, I would like take the deck of cards and do like a magic trick for the lunch aid,
Ooh.
and
Okay.
they'd think that's what we were doing.
Aw, that's beautiful.
'Cause that was like during the year or two when I got really into
They're like,
learning
well,
magic
Matt,
tricks.
if this is just card tricks, how come this one boy who's been at this table for a long time looking upset suddenly has 2 black eyes?
Yeah.
For, quote, not being able to pay up.
Yeah. But yeah,
That's the thing. If someone owes, I know you guys probably paid for pennies, but
Right.
you got to enforce
no, we
those
were doing
rules some-
We were doing some dollars.
dollars.
We were high,
shit.
we were
You
high
You throwing
rollers.
Washington into the mix?
Yeah.
Hey, big spender.
Jeez.
Yeah,
man.
maybe even some Lincolns.
What did you do in high school?
What did I do? I was in a punk band.
Really? What'd
Yeah.
you play?
I was the vocalist.
What can you do a little something? Can you sing a little something?
What was the name of the band?
Mental Spanking.
Can you just get they like a few lyrics like
Kill the hippies, nuke the whales, burn a forest tonight. We were doing that shit because there was like a big folk
Did you do
punk-
that thing where you take your shirt off and you were just like pace back and forth and like hit your head? Kill the hippies, burn the forest.
Hell yeah, dude.
That's awesome. That's so funny.
Yeah, I was probably like 120 pounds soaking wet.
Oh, damn. So you're just like one of those little thin, angry guys. Huh?
Yeah.
You still have like the short haircut, huh?
I've had this. Mark Zuckerberg stole it from me. I've had this haircut my whole life.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Yeah. In fact, this is probably the longest I let it go.
Yeah?
But I've been thinking about maybe going to an actual barber and getting like a fade.
Why?
I don't know. Try to change things up a little bit.
I'm gonna get a Peaky Blinders haircut.
You think so?
Where I shave it on the sides and have it long and slicked back.
It's you and like girls in Bushwick that have 3 boyfriends.
And Macklemore.
And
Yes.
Macklemore. Yeah.
What'd you do in high school, Joe?
Fucking theater, baby.
Yeah, were you a theater
That's
kid?
so funny to me. You were a theater kid.
Community theater. I did community theater on Friday afternoons. I did the High School Musical. Aside from that, I mostly just kind of fucked around.
I would think that you would like hate your colleagues.
I did.
You did, yeah.
I did, but I love the craft, hated the colleagues.
Okay.
And I even
Every time the craft has to have a good time, some ignorant ass colleagues want to fuck it up.
like I did I when I first went to San Francisco State, I studied theater and I hated the fucking people
Theater
that were also
kids,
doing
yeah.
theater. So it's like, well, I like this thing, but I don't want to do it. So I did improv for a hot minute in college too.
That is also funny to me.
And that's good. I like that shit, but I hate the fucking people that do. Like, I feel the same way about yoga. Like, I love yoga,
Yeah.
but I hate the people that are like, namaste.
Yeah,
and let's
yeah.
and it's like, fucking shut the fuck up and let's just do the shit, you know? So it was always, that's why I like stand up, because it kind of distills the aspect of you're on stage, you're performing,
Yeah.
but you don't have a bunch of fucking douchebags around.
And we really like all the people who do stand up that we know.
There's no crazy people in the stand-up world.
Right.
A few people, though. Actually, quite a
Like
bit.
who?
Well, I would say like Ben Miller. I would say Ben Miller. I would say like ever since I found out that Mark Henley has sex with trans women, let's throw Mark Henley in there too. That's fucking
Right.
wild and crazy,
Yeah.
right?
He's
Who
a
else?
wild and crazy guy.
Yeah, man. Who else? Just all kinds of people,
You know
man.
what's funny? He doesn't really make that his thing though. Like there's
Yeah.
a lot of like Jim Norton kind of wannabe guys that are like
Yeah. I had sex with a trans person. I had to fucking knock the dick out of my mouth. Yeah. It's like, oh, cool thing. I'm glad I paid money for this ticket.
It's a very good Norton impression.
Nah, thanks. It was just like he always just does like clearing out his fucking throat.
Mm-hmm.
He's such a strange little man. Do you? You're much like him.
Yeah. Yeah, Jim Norton's one of my favorite comedians.
Really, really.
But I've never knowingly fucked a trans woman.
We don't know that.
Well, I have gotten a couple of purely BJs from
A man.
From a working girl, and when you're getting just a BJ, I feel
doesn't
like
matter.
It's rolling the dice, dude. You know,
Just a sucky.
but I'm not into it. The dick is a clear and present dick is a deal breaker. I will say. Yeah.
Why?
It's not my thing.
It's like
Yeah.
the clause in the First Amendment. You have freedom of speech unless there's a clear and present dick. There's a clear and present danger.
Clear and present dick. Yeah. Yeah, that's I don't know. For some people, it's like less important. Because a friend of ours, well, it's Mark. We already mentioned. He's like it's more about the femininity than like the body part. And I'm
I
like,
don't know, man.
So to me, I like a nice tomboy. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
the pussy is required. I'm almost
I need
almost
a-
the other way.
I need a pussy because before I have sex with a woman, I pull the lips apart and say, "My baby's gonna live in here." What?
That's some.
That is the grossest thing Joe has ever said on the podcast.
Shut up,
That's
dude.
awful foreplay, dude.
It's the circle of life. Why?
I don't know. Does that get her all hot and bothered?
I don't care.
It gets her bothered, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's half the bottle.
Yeah,
that
there we
is
go,
halfway there.
It's half the fucking battle, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. That's all you got to say.
I'm having trouble talking today.
I know.
Because I said that's half the battle, and I said half the bottle.
Yikes,
Yeah.
dude. Did
I have
you
fucking
relapse?
like verbal dyslexia.
Did you relapse?
No.
Bobbert. Talk
No,
to
and
me.
I got
On
a
what- on
cool
wh-
7 hours last night,
Wait,
too.
relapse on what? Alcohol or porn? Bobby can relapse on multiple things now.
Oh, wow. What a fucking... I could actually relapse on many things because
Yeah.
I do everything to excess.
Do you-
Where are you guys from? Yeah.
Are you sober because Eminem's sober? I found out Eminem is sober.
He actually probably quit as I was starting. Really? Yeah, because he actually his I believe his first day of sobriety, ironically, is April 20th, 2008.
420.
Yeah, and I started drinking, I guess, in either 2006 or 2007. Wow. Yeah.
Has
So
Eminem given up porn?
I imagine he doesn't need it.
Oh wait, what about for you? Here's a question: are you able? You'll still jerk off, right?
He jerked off once.
Yeah. Are you able to masturbate to Eminem's daughter? Because that's not porn.
He does, dude. He's so guilty. He feels so guilty about it,
Bobby.
because he's like, fucking little Eminem. I shouldn't have sex with you, but here we are.
Yeah.
I actually couldn't do that. You know why?
Why?
Because when you know someone as like a child and then they grow up,
Yeah.
there's this sort of weirdness.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not at all. Get the fuck out of here.
The American-
If anything, it's like, my, how you've grown.
The,
What a nice little investment I made. And now all my years of grooming have finally paid off. As now you're a legal adult. And now I can-
a bit. This is a character.
Yeah, it's a fucking bit. But are you kidding me? Like, who could fucking blame him? That's smart. I'll tell you what sucks, though, is if you fucking, like, start grooming a kid and you're like, I can't wait till they fucking turn 18 and I can get a little taste. And then they fucking pork up. And you're like,
Yeah.
damn it, you got to get on the fucking treadmill.
Yeah, you
I didn't
think-
spend all
yeah.
this time fucking investing in grooming you.
It's
Just
like
to have
when-
you
It's a
ug out.
depreciating asset.
It's like when you're like baseball scouts, you see a young prospect,
Right.
like this guy's gonna be a great ball player one day.
That kid's got a
And
hell
then-
of an arm.
And then they're a total, but you draft him number 1 overall, big bust.
You groom a fucking kid,
Yeah.
and she's so hot, and you're like, oh, I can't fucking wait. And then like on prom, her limo gets into a car accident, and
Oh.
she's fucking paralyzed. She's a fucking vegetable.
Yeah, the Len bias of women.
Yeah, she's all fucking covered in 3rd-degree burns, and you're like, great.
Len
But like,
Bi-
she's not brain dead, so it's
Yeah.
like, God, got fucking. What would you do? This girl you've been fucking grooming 12 years. All of a sudden, prom night, 3rd-degree burns all over her body. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna fucking pull the plug? Are you gonna smother her yourself?
It's kind of crazy that I get to decide whether
Yeah.
the plug is pulled.
Len bias.
Hold on. He's her father, but I'm the guy that's been waiting.
Yeah, it's like this man has been grooming my daughter for 12 years. I think it's his place to decide.
In case
He's
for
the one
those of
that's
you,
lost
those
the
of you who
most.
don't know, Len Bias was a top draft pick who died of a cocaine overdose shortly after being drafted.
Sick, dude.
Yeah,
Why
There's-
not?
I mean, Greg Oden, number 1 overall draft pick, and then he has a knee injury, doesn't get to play.
Has a knee injury, Bobby.
That sucks.
Spend all this time grooming your next star, and then they
Do you think
disappoint
grooming
you.
is bad?
Yeah, I'm gonna go on record
Why?
saying it's bad.
What if like both people like it?
Well, it's interesting. Both the right and the left have obscured what grooming means.
Okay, groomer.
Yeah, exactly.
What do you feel grooming is, and why is it cool?
As Joe groomed his mustache with a
Yeah.
comb.
There's only one kind of grooming I like. It's this one and guiding a fucking child through their developmental years to view you as a sexual object once they turn 18.
Those are two kinds. You just said there's only one kind of grooming I like, and then said both of the kinds of grooming.
well, I separated it with a semicolon.
There's one kind in 2 sections.
Yes.
We're just fucking palling around, man. We're just trying to kill some time.
Yeah.
Your
That's what the
Honor.
podcast is. We had an hour to fill. We're trying to kill some time.
I was like, let's fucking.
Your Honor, let's see you talk with 2 friends for an hour and 15 minutes.
Your Honor, it's impossible. Of course, we're gonna fucking allude to grooming.
Yeah.
That is Joe's like version of like when you have nothing else to say, you just talk about the weather.
Yeah.
But it's like when you have nothing else to say, just talk about pedophilia.
I do know what you were saying before about the when you know someone is a child. The American Pie Girls Rules. The lead in that was the little girl from The Game Plan, the
Yeah.
movie with The Rock.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, when she was like the main character, even though she is like doing hot things in multiple scenes, I only think of the little girl from The Game Plan.
I don't. I can look past it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, then I come, but.
That's fine. Like,
Oh, that first American Pie was the same thing. It was the kid from Rookie of the Year, Thomas Ian Nicholas.
Yeah, you keep saying that,
Yeah.
but I never watched Rookie of the Year.
That's the kid who breaks his arm and
I
then
kn-
can throw a
It
90
was
mile an
all
hour
right.
fastball.
It was all right, but then like he rebroke his arm and then he couldn't throw it or
Yeah,
some shit.
I think so. I
That
don't
shit was
remember.
so fucking dumb.
Also, did we talk about it before? He was like clearly the lead in the first
Yeah.
American Pie, and by like 2 and 3, it becomes Jason Biggs.
And then Sean William Scott.
you
Yeah.
fuck one pie, and then everybody wants you to be the fucking
It's a
man.
breakout role.
Yep.
It endeared him to a generation.
Yeah.
Even though like now like I think kids are fucking like vegetables and shit. Putting
I
cucumbers
never-
up their ass.
I was a horny little boy. I never put my dick in something.
I just fucking
strange.
jerked off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was jerking off all the time, but I never thought like, oh, I have to put this in something.
Never.
You know?
I never even did like the couch cushions. Which
No,
is
I never. No, I have never done it.
Nah.
I'm trying to think. Nope, never even. I never used a fleshlight either.
You know, because like sex is so intimate, right?
Yeah.
That if anybody is like, oh, here's a weird way we all used to masturbate,
Yeah.
and then you're like, I never put my dick in the couch cushions, but you're
Yeah.
like, well, fucking maybe everybody else is, and then there's just kind of these weird little. I knew a kid in high school that put a banana peel. He took the banana out. Maybe he ate it. I don't know.
Right.
Put the banana peel in the microwave.
Damn.
He's
Was
like,
he learning how to put on a condom?
He gets the banana, he eats it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, and then he tries. I don't know if I've told this story.
Wait, so what did he tried to fuck the banana after it was in the microwave?
No, the banana peel.
He like warmed up the banana, and then the banana peel. Sorry,
Right.
just the banana peel. Warmed it up in the microwave, and then wrapped it around his dick to match because he was like, it feels like a pussy, even though he had. Of
No
course,
idea.
Never.
You know,
felt
nobody
a
actually
pussy.
has an idea of what pussy feels like. But
Yeah.
when you actually like have sex with a woman and you feel her pussy, it's like this feels exactly how I thought it was going to
Yeah.
feel. But you also don't know. It's a weird thing. It's like some kind of primitive thing in our brain, or
Yeah.
it's like I don't know. I like when you're a kid. Like, damn, what does a fucking titty feel like? You know, you're like I would give anything to feel a fucking titty. And then like you're an adult and whenever, and you finally feel a titty, and it feels like how you think it would feel, but you need that. You need that physical.
You need to feel it.
confirmation to know.
You need to feel it whether she wants you to or not.
Yeah. Sometimes you just need to.
Yeah.
I need to know.
Yes.
Officer, sometimes you need to know.
Science demands it.
You ought to know.
That's what that song was about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Alanis Filatet.
Matt.
when I was a teenager and I was virgin, I wanted to prepare putting on a condom.
Nice.
So I bought condoms with the express intent of just trying them on alone. And what was not intuitive to me that someone had to tell me was that when you put it on, that's the last time.
What do you mean?
So 16-year-old Bobby bought a condom, opened it, unrolled it, and tried to put it on his penis.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, I tried that too because I wanted to know what it felt like to
They didn't-
No, but
put
dude,
a condom
I unwrapped the condom.
Oh.
And then was like, this is
They
fucking
didn't,
hard
they
to
didn't,
maneuver.
Oh,
they
you
didn't show
unwrapped
you
it,
in
yeah.
sex ed that you have to fucking.
Catholic school, baby.
That
Don't have
sucks.
sex was my sex ed.
Damn.
I
that
put the condom on,
sucks.
and then I also practiced like taking it off really quickly, so I'd be able to do it when the girl is like once she's turned around and can't see
Right,
anymore.
right.
Yeah.
Stealth
Damn.
thing, they
Yes,
call it.
I had to practice stealthing.
They made that illegal in 2016, I think.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yikes, indeed. That's crazy. Like, would a woman not notice?
They know. They
Yeah.
don't care.
It's sort of this.
It feels good for everyone to not wear a condom.
Okay. so
Women
then-
lose sensation too.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what locker room talk is about. Three men talking about what we assume women feel.
Let's get a
during
guest
sex.
on and we'll ask him if that's
Yes,
also.
right.
then
we'll
we'll get-
never.
he thinks.
And when we have female guests on, we just don't talk about
Well,
it
we'll be
at
too
all.
shy to ask.
Right.
Well,
Who should be the first non-Kelly female guest?
Ooh, non-Kelly.
What about
female
Matt's
guest.
crush?
Oh, yeah. Maybe one.
Who is that? Who is that this week, Joe?
Oh, come on, dude. It's Amy Cardinelli, dude.
And you already used your beep for this week.
Yeah,
Yes.
for your ex.
Damn it.
Don't worry, dude. Your new flame will be safe.
We could have Amy on, not
Yeah.
because she's my crush, but because she is.
Should we fucking invite her over? Matt's wearing a tuxedo. And Matt's like, oh, Amy, I didn't know you'd be here.
Here, I usually sit here, but you could sit here this time. I'll sit on the floor. I'll sit on the floor. It's okay.
Finn like runs up and Matt's like, yeah, dogs really like me. I guess because like they must be able to detect I'm like a really nice guy or something.
And then Bubs isn't here because Matt killed him the night
Yeah,
before.
Matt fucking killed him.
I can't let her see me be weak.
Yeah, I can't let her see me be afraid of a fucking 10-year-old cat. I can't see her fear for my life, dude.
Sorry, Amy, you're now never going to be a guest on the podcast.
Nah, dude, I think Locker Room Talk should only have boy guests, unless she's one of our Gumars.
Unless she's a Gumar, yeah.
Right.
There's the notable
So we will be
Gumar
able to
exception.
have Amy under the future Gumar rule.
Ooh, future Gumar.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like the thing that we make all women guests sign, like, oh, you're going to temporarily be our Gumar. But it's like how Islamic guys are like marry and divorce a prostitute like the same day.
Now you are my fucking wife.
Do they do that to have sex with
Isn't that
prostitutes?
beautiful? Yeah.
Damn.
They'll marry and divorce a woman in the same day just so they can get a nut off. Mm-hmm. That's kind of sick.
Yeah. Yeah,
I
all
love
fucking
it.
religious fundamentalists do that. Like the fucking Jews that have like their button pusher.
Careful.
The religious fundamentalist Jews that have their button pusher guy. You know,
What's that?
They have
I
their
don't know
button
this.
pusher guy. They're like, it's Saturday, I can't push elevator buttons.
Oh, like that. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought, like, do priests marry the kids they fuck for a day?
Yeah, for the day.
Maybe, dude.
Yeah.
You know, there's at least one gentleman in the Vatican. Do we have any fans in the Vatican?
Yeah, we actually do.
We have listeners in Vatican City?
We do.
Yeah.
I don't know.
We have listeners in Italy. I know that.
Mamma mia.
Yeah.
Well, let's go, dude. I want to go to the Leaning Tower of
The
Pisa.
leaning power.
Leaning Power of Pisa.
Hell yeah, dude. Yeah, it's very funny because you would think like the only cool because the Taliban, Al-Qaeda, whatever, is just a gang, right, on an
Yeah.
international level.
The coolest
But like, what's
gang.
the coolest thing about being in a gang is like you get to sex in the new chicks. You know what I mean? But if you're fucking, you know,
Religious gangs, yeah.
Right.
Then you gotta, like, follow rules and shit.
dude, can you imagine the amount of fucking handshakes that the guy that came up with the divorce them the same day rule came like? Come on,
Oh, that guy fucking rules.
dude.
If you're, like, in the Taliban and you're like, this is a cool fucking gang. We've
Yeah.
been having
We got a good
we
thing
had some
going.
good times. We've had a blast.
Professional comedians.
Yes,
folks.
we got a pretty good thing going, but fucking it'd be nice to get some fucking puss. And then one dude was like, "Hey guys, we're gonna marry him, divorce him in the same day, and then we can get as much puss as we want."
It's so cool.
The Taliban just keeps getting better and better, baby.
Hell yeah. It's so funny, man. It's like fucking
Is it only men in like Taliban and Al Qaeda?
I think but yeah, you could join. I think there were like women that joined ISIS, right? There
Yeah.
were like there's women that like
ISIS. It's women. ISIS. SIS.
Oh boy, is this almost done?
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
No, I'm kidding. They were in Gal-Qaeda.
Wow, I'm really thinking we should Taliban this guy from our podcast, huh?
Anyway, 9/11.
Yeah, I don't know if there's any listeners that are in Al Qaeda or ISIS or the Taliban.
Al Jazeera.
Or
Al
Al
Jazeera.
Jazeera. All of those fundamentalist, dangerous organizations. Please
Yeah.
let us know.
Yeah.
You see the fucking this is like, oh my god, it was over a year ago.
Oh my.
When Afghanistan fell and the fucking Taliban were just like overtook the
Chilling.
palace and they were chilling. You would think from like playing all these video games that they're like these tough guys wearing the fucking where you can only see their eyes and
Yeah.
they have these big machine guns. They're all like neck beards, dude.
Yeah.
They're all like skinny, fucking like patchy beard.
And they're all it's all done by drones now.
Yeah. Yeah, well even them? Oh. Yeah, I guess the Taliban has drones, right?
It's all
Yeah.
Do you have anything you want to say?
Please subscribe to the Patreon unless you don't want to. I could be found at Bobby Sheehan LOL.
We got to plug our socials on the
We've
podcast.
I'm realizing we've almost never did that.
We
man.
don't do that. Well, we put it on the YouTube.
Yeah, it is in the
Yeah.
it is in the episode description, which I know all of you listening read every time you watch.
We know that you guys know how to read.
yes, for sure, our listeners know how to read.
And if you don't know how to read, please write us at I guess that doesn't work, huh?
They can send an email. They can like talk to type.
Talk to type at our just some locker room talk at gmail.com.
Yeah, and explain to us what women feel during sex. Yeah.
Joe, you got anything to plug?
Yeah, my asshole.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're not wearing a A plug right now?
No, not yet. I'm about to plug it live on the Patreon.
Yeah.
So for
he took
$5,
he took out the plug for the free episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for a mere $5 a month, you can see me plug my asshole.
And for $10 a month, Joe will mail you the butt plug, and you
Yeah.
could sniff it as much as you want.
Yeah, you can use it as a paperweight too.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Matt, do you have anything to plug? Let me guess. Comedy Fight Club.
Comedy Fight Club.
Oh, I heard you had some good judges on this week.
Yeah, we had some mostly good judges. One of the judges just kept rambling about 8 Mile.
Oh, that sounds like it sucks.
Yeah.
Did he wear the 8 Mile hat the
He
whole
was
time?
wearing the 8 Mile beanie the whole time also.
Kept
yeah.
saying where the 12-year-old's at.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's like, yo, 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 I love Eminem, but the thing I love more is cracking open a young child's asshole. We out of here. Locker room talk 2023 to infinity. We'll see you next time. Or maybe we'll see you later if you have a Patreon account.
Yeah. Bye. Thank you guys for listening.
That was awful. Yikes. Yikes.